San Francisco, California. This city is nestled along the picturesque California coastline. It's captured the hearts of millions with its charm and world-famous landmarks. From the Golden Gate Bridge to Coit Tower, this city is world-famous. But San Francisco has been facing many problems in the recent years. From homelessness,
8.5, 8.8, 2 months, 8.3 months, 1/4.
to high cost of living, in fact, since 2020, San Francisco lost around 70,000 people. The city's population dropped by 7%. And there's been a recent string of break-ins and robberies. One of the major problems in San Francisco is car break-ins. People just smash windows and take whatever they want. And, well, looks like we stumbled upon one. After seeing all these reports of San Francisco in the media for years, I decided to come and see it for myself. Alright, so right now we're in the Union Square area, super busy district. Kind of been in the media a lot lately because a lot of stores have been shutting down because of a lot of robberies, so let's go check it out, see what's really going on here. It'll be interesting. Welcome to San Francisco. Nearly half of the stores in the city's downtown have closed since 2019. Old Navy, Saks Off 5th, Whole Foods, Nordstrom's, and the Westfield Mall, among many others. A mixture of sluggish sales, crime, homelessness, and a decreased amount of foot traffic in the area have led to stores leaving. So whenever I watch the news, I see how all the stores here are closing in San Francisco, and while some of that might be true, there's still a lot of places that are open, but most places have a security guard in front of them to make sure people don't steal. So, but I still don't think as many stores are closed as I thought there would be. After spending some time in Union Square and getting a feel for the area, I decided to visit the neighboring district of the Tenderloin. So, it's a part of San Francisco known as the Tenderloin. It's an area known for a lot of homelessness and it's a lot of problems there, so let's go see what it's all about. The Tenderloin neighborhood is located right in the center of San Francisco, near some of its most touristy and populated areas. However, it is San Francisco's poorest neighborhood and has one of its highest violent crime rates. The Tenderloin district has been suffering for a long time. In the 1950s and 70s, the Tenderloin district lost a lot of its inexpensive housing stock. A lot of the Tenderloin's residential hotels were converted to tourist hotels. Multiple inexpensive residential hotels and 3 apartment buildings were all demolished. Alright, rowdy on the streets, Tenderloin district. Tell us about the Tenderloin, tell us about what life is like in San Francisco.
Oh man, life in San Francisco is good. Yes, Jim, we got some good-hearted people out here, you know. There's a lot of people that, you know, there's on, medication and all that. You know, I am too, but, it's a pretty, it ain't bad as people think it is, people just trying to survive and make it.
I think the media tries to hype it up here as like it's always awful, always terrible. What do you think?
Well,
what do you think of life? Like, how's it changed?
It could be like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say everybody out here is sweet and good, you know what I mean? But everybody just trying to make it, you know what I mean? As far as crime scene and all that, I couldn't really tell you that. But as far as like, it's good people and good hearted.
What do you think could help people in San Francisco? Like, what do you think is the biggest problem? Like, what do they need?
Well, the biggest problem in San Francisco is a roof over here, but a lot of people don't want roofs. They feel comfortable being outside. Why? I don't know. But I've been at my place about 10 years. I'm at the Jefferson.
Jefferson, okay. And like, what do you feel What do you think is the next step? What do you think is going to help people out here?
Well, God, you just gotta have some kind of higher power to basically make it. You know what I mean? You know, you have to have motivation and you have to have strength. You know what I mean? You can't be weak. You know, if people see weakness in you, you know, they take advantage. You know what I mean? So I really can't speak for other people, but I know my next move is to get a Section 8 housing. So if Section 8 housing, if you hear me, holler at Craig Butler.
Yeah. You think the city's going to change? You think it's going to get worse? You think it's going to get better?
Well, I'm not no mind reader, but at the rate it's going, it can go both ways. You know, I'm really not off into really finding out what's going to happen. I just know about me, and I care about people. I'm not selfish. I give people my last dollar if I have it. But all I could do is worry about Craig Butler, and that's do the right thing to the bottom. Because this is not a nice place. It's not, but that's all we have, and we have to make it.
Good. Thank you, man.
Man.
So the Tenderloin is by far the poorest neighborhood of San Francisco, but still a lot of families live here. So amongst people doing drugs and whatever, there's a lot of kids walking around, which is really interesting. If you wish to make a donation and help those in need in San Francisco, I'll be linking 2 organizations in the description below. We've been focusing on the negative aspects of San Francisco so far in this video, so let's take a trip to one of my favorite areas, and let's take a look at the artistic history of this city. So now we're in the Haight Ashbury district. This district was really popular in the 60s during the counterculture movement. Lots of musicians here. Now today it's full of awesome restaurants, really great shops, so let's see what it's like. The Haight Ashbury neighborhood has always been one of the most interesting neighborhoods in the city. It became very well known during the 1960s when it became home to the hippie movement of the United States. Artists like Janis Joplin and George Harrison would frequent the area. This tiny neighborhood shows how important art and counterculture have been to the city of San Francisco. Another area of the city full of art and culture is the Filmore district, an area known for rich African-American history, jazz, music, and just a center for culture. Predominantly African-American neighborhood, but I think over the years it started to gentrify. So in the early 1940s, the Filmore was a really bustling district for African-Americans and jazz music. And in 1949, President Truman basically signed a Reconstruction bill across the United States, which targeted mostly low-income black communities and tore most of them down, sort of destroying what the Filmore was. And today, it's still a predominantly black neighborhood, but it is gentrifying rapidly. I also decided to stop by one of San Francisco's most expensive neighborhoods, Presidio Heights, to see the stark contrast within the city. Walking up the steps here in Presidio Heights, view is awesome, fog is rolling in. This is definitely a nice part of town, but it's eerily quiet, especially compared to the rest of the city, which is quite chaotic. The deep divide between rich and poor in San Francisco is extreme. On one hand, it's one of the most expensive cities in the world, but has an incredibly high rate of homelessness and drug addiction. After seeing some of the best and worst parts of San Francisco, the city still has its charm, but it's not without its many problems and challenges. It's a city of extremes. So, as my time here in San Francisco comes to a close, I think the city has definitely changed a lot over the years, but it's definitely worth a visit still. It's a really cool place, the views are amazing, the food is amazing, but I think it has a lot of problems that it needs to fix. But I still love it here. I still think it's one of the coolest cities in the United States. It has a lot of character, and it's definitely worth checking out. I don't think I would live here. I couldn't afford it. But it's a city of stark contrast, hope and hopelessness. So, when you get a chance, come to San Francisco and see it for yourself. But until then, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's see where we go next.